Hello everyone, welcome back to an in-depth playthrough of Pathways into Darkness. Today we'll be playing the floor Warning Earthquake Zone, as you would expect, there are an abundance of gas on this mission. Alright, last time we finished at this save room right here on this floor. So we're going to go through these doors and go talk to Juan. This door right here will lock behind us, so unfortunately we won't be able to go back and save again. This door locks behind us too, so we're gonna, after we talk to Juan, grab some AK-47 magazines and grab this gas mask. We're gonna come on down through here. Now there's a new enemy, these green oozes, and so these green oozes, they actually consume these two Cubans with their guns, but there's kind of a puzzle to get by them, and we'll talk about that, and Juan will tell us about these two Cubans that died. Then we're gonna come around here and here. So after we deal with the green oozes, you know, as you would expect, a bunch more gas. And then we come through this door and the door will close behind us. And there's a save room. This door, if you come back down the pyramid again on a second time, this door will remain locked and you won't be able to get through it. I guess it starts open. When you first come through, it's open. When you go through, it closes behind you. And it does not open from this right side, so you can't go through the door if you want to come back down again. Anyways, we'll come through here, save it. Then this is a special room. There's a special boss in here whose name is Barney on steroids. He has multiple names, but he's invincible. So we're gonna have to fight through all these gas and get through to this teleporter while he's attacking us. So there's a lead box, a ruby ring, and a pale violet potion, and we'll grab all of those. We're gonna use the violet crystal and, you know, a grenade launcher to kill all these gas, the fragmentation grenades. So that's probably your best bet of getting through most of these gas on this floor. Alright, then after we get through this teleporter, we'll be going to Don't Get Poisoned, and we'll end at this save room right here. Alright, here we are. We're gonna just, well, we'll use the rest of these MP41 magazines to start off, because we won't be using this gun anymore once we get that AK-47 ammo. Alright, and Juan is in here, and our AK-47 ammo. Okay, so there we're out of ammo for that. So this is the AK-47 Saba magazine. We're gonna take the cedar box and we're gonna start duplicating these. Because as we said in the last video, that's the ammo we want. That's armor piercing, so we want to get a bunch of it. We got some AK-47 ammo. Then there's a gas mask. It says this gas mask is of Cuban manufacture and would probably fit you. The official handbook says this item might protect you from poisonous gas, but that theory remains untested. Turns out that this gas mask actually does nothing within the game to help you. There are some posts within the community that have sworn that the gas mask partially or completely reduces damage taken from Barney on steroids, whom we will be fighting shortly, but this is completely incorrect. I've tested the damage taken by Barney in the Mac version 2.0 using an emulator and can confirm that it has no impact. Previous FAQs and walkthroughs that state it does otherwise are incorrect. Both Dan Meltz, the author of the official handbook, and Greg Kirkpatrick, who beta tested Pathways into Darkness, indicated in emails that the gas mask does absolutely nothing against Barney on steroids. Now that we have that resolved, the real mystery with the gas mask is how in the world can you drink a potion while wearing a mask? Since we can't see ourselves in the game, we will never know. Alright, we can go ahead and grab this, but we're just gonna put it in our we're just gonna put it away since it doesn't do anything. It doesn't even give us points. We still have, what, 34 points? Okay. So here we are. We're gonna talk to Juan now. Who are you? What's happening? I thought I was dead. Are you just a dream? I haven't seen a living person in years. He also has a second intro that you can't access that says, welcome back. Come back as often as you like. I'm so lonely. I'm not sure why they took it out of the game. Now if you ask him dream or lonely, Sometimes I have the most horrible dreams. Or maybe they are real. Do dead men dream? I have no idea, man. Especially most dead men aren't, you know, in this sort of strange state within a pyramid like usual. This is not normal. So I have no idea. You can ask him person or living. It seems like forever since my companions and I have passed through here. Alright, so let's ask him his name. I think my name is Juan. I can't remember any of my companions' names. That's right, we'll help jog his memory. Let's ask him about his companions. I was sort of a 6-man group looking for some sort of enchanted bottle. I never really believed it, but we were ambushed here and all died. You can ask him about the ambush. We'll talk about that vial a little bit more. Those green humanoid slimes attacked us and devoured everyone but myself. For some reason, they completely ignored me and took my friends. He's talking about those green oozes, who we'll talk about some more later, but he's kind of hinting that for some reason they did not bother Juan. We're gonna try to find out why. Let's ask him about these slimes. They killed and then absorbed everyone until only the weapons were left. Maybe Javier and Carlos escaped, but I doubt it. I ran back here and hid. It's pretty disgusting. So basically they just absorbed those 2 Cubans that were in that hallway with the AK-47s. And we'll run past them and pick up those guns as we go through the hallway. Though they don't do us any good because there's no ammo in them. You can ask him about absorbed. It was horrible watching their bodies being pushed into those green things' chests and disappear. Yuck. Let's ask him about weapons. You should be able to find their weapons if someone else hasn't taken them. It's nearby. Which we already have an AK-47, so we don't really need them. But I guess if you missed it from grabbing it from Pedro, you have a second opportunity. So basically, there's no way you cannot get the AK-47, you know, in this game. Although you could miss the ammo, I suppose. Alright, let's ask him about Javier and Carlos. He ran past the monsters and around a corner. I don't know if he made it or not. Alright, what about the bottle that you were talking about? It was all Javier's idea. He said the bottle held great power and that we would find much gold on the way. It turns out the Cubans are looking for the same demon containing glass vial that the Germans were looking for. They also know about the gold. We can ask him about power. Javier was obsessed with power. From what he said, I gathered the type he was looking for was of the destructive sort. Now, how did the Cubans learn about this glass vial? Perhaps we will find out later on. Alright, so we can ask him about the gold. We never did find any gold, and I doubt Javier ever found his bottle. We were too greedy. Alright, we can ask him about his death. I was poisoned by a venomous snake in the jungle. Down here, 2 days later, I suddenly became weak and collapsed. I died quickly. Let's ask him about the snake. I don't know what kind of snake it was that got me in the jungle. It was a very slow venom, finally becoming potent right before our group was ambushed. Pedro had mentioned that Juan was bit by a snake in the last video. Juan has an unused dialogue. Here's what he says. I don't know why, but the creatures weren't in the least bit interested in me, but they fell on my companions and devoured them. Maybe it's because I was weak with poison and hardly moved. The unused dialogue hints at a solution to the green ooze puzzle we will face shortly. It also gives a purpose for Juan being poisoned. I wonder why they took this dialogue out. Although his response to ambush sort of hints at this, so perhaps they felt that this dialogue gave it away too much. Now we can ask him about Pedro. Pedro was trapped behind a door on a higher level. We tried to get him out, but we couldn't move the door, so we left. I wonder what happened. And for his random responses, he says, I don't understand what you mean, and you're not making any sense. Alright, well that's enough talking to Juan. Let's move on. Let's go ahead and equip this, the violet crystal. So this violet crystal is going to be really handy against these ghasts. And we got Here's our AK-47, we can use it. On the most part, we're going to be using the grenades. So up ahead are some green oozes, and we're going to talk about them real quick before we proceed on. Here's what the official hitbook says. These things are immune to everything, no exceptions. You can't kill them. They are also called yuck monsters in the official hitbook. Juan had said that the green oozes had absorbed everyone, only leaving their weapons. We will find 2 AK-47s on the path through the green oozes, which I discussed before. They have 240 health, which means nothing since they are invincible really, and they do 35 to 42 damage. If you get killed by one of them, you'll get this message. These green guys just don't give up, do they? Which is also kind of trying to give you a hint that there's a way to stop them, huh? So there's an intended way to get past the green oozes and a secondary way. The intended way is to poison yourself with the thick brown potion, which we got earlier, and then run by them, as they will not attack or respond to you if you are poisoned. Which kind of hints at why Juan did not have that attack him, because he was poisoned by that snake bite. It is strange that the green oozes don't poison you themselves. You would think that they just hit you once with their green ooze mass that they throw at you and poison you. But perhaps that would make the puzzle too easy. Now, when you're poisoned, you'll take 1 damage every 5 seconds. That means it does 12 damage every minute and 60 damage every 5 minutes. If you try to rest while you're poisoned, you'll get this dialogue. Sorry, you can't get quality rest while you are poisoned. Find a cure or wait for the poison to wear off. You can use a clear blue potion to remove poison. However, you will not heal any health in this scenario. If you die to poison, you'll get this message. The poison has slowly done its work, and you fall lifeless to the ground. Jason Jones hinted to this solution using the thick brown potion in one of his emails. Here's what he said. Try talking to the dead Cuban on the same level. Try to find out why the green oozes didn't attack him. I hope you didn't get rid of the brown potion you found. Again, I wonder if Jason realized in his response to the dialogue that would have made the puzzle clearer when unused. He probably knew, but makes you wonder. Now, one alternative to getting by the green oozes without the thick brown potion is by using the red bubbling potion to allow you to move faster. The reason you need to use the bubbling red potion is typically they'll move out of the little corners and they'll block the hallway on the way to the next room. So you have to move fast, so using the bubbling red potion makes it easier. If you are even crazier, it is possible to get past the green oozes by walking backwards, as based on the waking rules, this allows you to move the largest possible distance towards them without waking up the oozes. I guess the advantage of this method is you always get to save a clear blue potion and the bubbling red potion. You also save the thick brown potion with both the alternative methods, but who really cares about that? It's worthless at this point. Now, in the Aleph 1 port, it's possible to walk backwards and get by them without waking any of them. This doesn't work in the original games though. There's actually one of these oozes that is glitched in the Aleph 1 port that won't move if you walk backwards. So I'll show you the walking back method from both ports, and I'll just put those at the end of this video, so if you want to stick around and see that, you can. But for now, we're going to play it the intended way. So I might just go forward a little bit just so you can see him. So there, you see they're moving and they're attacking me. So let's use this thick brown potion to stop them. Just because I want to show it to you. Okay, so they all of a sudden stopped. But we're poisoned, so we're taking some damage. So there you are. This one right here on the left is bugged, so he won't wake up in the Aleph 1 port at all. If you walk backwards, a lot of them will wake up when you walk backwards, even if you're not looking at them. Okay, so now we got to use a clear blue potion, which is unfortunate, and rest. Now, before we go in this next room, let's talk about Barney on steroids. He'll be the boss in there, just because it'd be easier to talk about him now rather than in the middle of a fight. This guy is named Barney on steroids and giant purple mutant hellbeast in the official hintbook. In the official hintbook draft and within the game coding, he is referred to as Malice. The official hintbook says, no, you can't kill this one either. It can't be bargained with, it can't be reasoned with, it doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and it absolutely will not stop ever until you are dead. From the Terminator. As the official hintbook states, Barney on steroids is invincible and thus has no death animation. He has 5,500 health within the coding, which doesn't matter because you can't damage him, and he also does 25 to 29 damage. If you die to him, his death message is, "That was fun. What's your next plan?" In the original Mac version of the game, you could lure Barney back into the save room that we're in. The reason you might want to do that is because this door up ahead of us will open and close behind us once we get locking us into that room. Unfortunately though, you can't sneak by him and leave him locked in this room because he is just too fat to get around. In the original Mac versions, if he didn't come to the room for whatever reason, you can also wake him up with the alien pipes. For whatever reason though, he never comes to this room in the Aleph 1 port, and you can't draw him to this room, without going through and locking this door behind you. Also, the alien pipes do nothing to wake watchers in the Aleph 1 port, so that method doesn't work. If you return to this level later on, there'll be more Barney on steroids because of the spawning rules will change on our way back up this pyramid. This means that if you return, Barney on steroids is now able to randomly spawn on this level. As I discussed though, this door we just came through that's behind us, this door is permanently locked, so we'll never be able to come through this door again if you try to come down the pyramid. So Barney's around here, so there's some items we want to grab in here, and then we're just gonna kind of rush through using the violet crystal and our fragmentation grenades. So Barney's right around the corner, we'll see him in a minute. We're gonna let him shoot. Then we're gonna grab this lead box right here with the ruby ring inside, and we'll just talk about it in a minute. So there's that, and we cleared it, and he's behind us somewhere. We're leaving him in our dust. And there we go, we're in the next room, and here's a save room. So we'll save it, and then we'll talk about these items we picked up real quick. So first, here's the lead box. This lead box is extremely heavy. Its lock is luster and useless, but it still shuts tightly. The lead box has a very small item carrying capacity. In the original Mac versions, it is a capacity of 190. The lead box really doesn't do anything for us at this point in the game, but it has a very important function that we will discover later on. It does contain a ruby ring inside though, so let's go look at that. There it is. You don't notice anything particularly interesting about this valuable ring. The official hintbook says, the opposite effect of the amethyst ring. This reduces the time your crystals take to recharge. Tasty. When discussing the amethyst ring, the official hintbook had said, yuck. So I guess tasty would be the opposite of that. The official hintbook doesn't list the ruby ring as being worth any points, but this is not correct. When you pick up the lead box, you actually get 2 points, one for the lead box and one for the ruby ring. So we removed it from our container and we put on the ruby ring. When I was trying to figure out how to remove the ruby ring, I actually accidentally drank the pale violet potion, but that's alright. Here's what it says about the pale violet potion. This vial contains a violet liquid which smells like a type of flowers you can't quite place. The official hintbook says this, creates a damage absorbing field around you. You can only notice it when you get hit. The screen flashes pale violet, and there's a small bumping sound instead of an ouch sound. So right now we have a shield around us. The shield negates the next 100 points of damage, excluding damage by poisoned or caused by your items. It is not time dependent. The damage absorbing field will only break once the buffer value becomes a negative. The sound for being hit with the pale violet potion active was actually reused in Marathon for the invincibility power up on lava. So we accidentally drank it, or I did, because I was trying to figure out, you know, the Aleph Flame controls to take it out of the lead box, but that's alright. So we'll just go ahead and rest, and we'll have that Pale Violet potion protecting us for next time, and we'll save it right here. So thanks you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.